The struggle is real. If you own an apartment in Cyprus, you will no doubt have dealt with some extremely frustrating situations where you just want to pull your hair out. My name is Russell Flick and I'm the founder of the CyprusCommunalGuide.com. In this video, I discuss a recent request for advice that I received from an owner of an apartment building who was struggling with a number of non-paying owners. And if you watch the video to the very end, there's a little bonus as a thank you. I was recently contacted by this owner of an apartment in Cyprus, and he was asking me questions about voting rights and percentages, which is quite a common question that I receive. During the conversation, the topic came up on what they were particularly planning to vote for, because there's different regulations depending on what they're voting on. And what he told me was that an item had been proposed to install a number of barriers to block parts of the building to those owners who don't pay towards the maintenance of the building. And during the conversation, I could hear his complete frustration, and that this was a completely desperate act to try and force these owners to pay their charges. I'm really sympathetic to this type of situation where frustrations just get to a boiling point over the owners who just simply fail to live up to their responsibilities towards what are their own buildings. But unfortunately, acting on these frustrations will rarely result in the situation getting any better. You have to stop and think about what the likely outcome is. So think about it yourselves. In this case, do you think that there would be an increased risk of damage to the building by those non-paying owners when they come home to find that they've been refused access to that area of the building? Either if they tried to force entry to that area or just in anger. And if there was damage, how would the committee prove that it was them, or would they simply be left footing the bill? What do you think would happen if they, at a later stage, if this didn't work, took these owners to court for the non-payment? And when these debtors' lawyers informs the judge that their client was refused access to part of the building by the committee? Now remember, there's no legal framework in the regulations that gives the committee a right to do this. So do you think this could harm their case? Have you thought about any extra liability that they might be exposing themselves to? And at the end of the day, what if the debtors don't even use the building? The committee have now effectively given them the best excuse for non-payment. I won't pay as I don't use that facility or that part of the building, so I don't really care that you've locked access. These types of incidents happen quite often, and I see that they rarely make things better. They most often just make a bad situation worse. So instead, if you're experiencing this kind of problem, you should focus on removing excuses and using the rights that you do have within the regulations. So make sure that your operation and decisions are always whiter than white. That way you don't give them any excuse for non-payment or any form of argument should you decide to go legal in the future. You can use in-house credit control procedures, professional assistants and communal management companies or debt collectors. And if all else fails, the final step and the last resort is to instruct a lawyer to get these owners to pay. Now remember, it's a common myth that there's nothing you can do. The regulations are comprehensive, but while it takes time, you have to remember the law is on your side, providing you stay within it. I hope you found this video useful. For more useful articles, videos, ebooks and guides, you can visit my website, the CyprusCommunalGuide.com, and please don't forget to like this page and share this video with anyone you think may benefit from it. Now, as a bonus for watching this video all the way to the end, if you click on the link below, you can download my mini guide, which is the 5 most common mistakes made by committees and building managers and how to avoid them, completely free of charge.